We're at the point in the offseason where things really start to heat up. The hot stove begins to burn and we start to see free agents sign. But the market is usually dictated by those players at the top of it. So what we're going to be doing here over the next coming couple of weeks is we're going to be examining the best free agents and their 5 most likely landing destinations for this 2026 campaign and beyond. So keep it locked in here at the Baseball Banter Broadcast and let's get into it. Now, the number 5 team on the list for the services of Kyle Schwarber is his hometown Cincinnati Reds. Now, we know that Cincinnati hasn't been on the higher end of the spending scale over the past couple of years, but that's not to say that they won't invest where clearly there is a need. And when you think about what Kyle Schwarber's homecoming could mean for the Cincinnati Reds, it could really elevate them in their position in the National League Central Division and push them to a much higher level and a much more top of the division contender. Obviously, one player doesn't make all of the difference, but the groundwork that has been laid in Cincinnati and what they've been doing over the last several years, especially with having a superstar like Elly De La Cruz in that fold, and when you have the mentorship and the managerial skills of a Terry Francona, you cannot discount what a player in the dugout like Kyle Schwarber could mean for this young Reds team. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion, when you look at what the Reds could be with the addition of Kyle Schwarber, it is a favorite in that National League Central Division. Now, as we look at the number 4 team on my list, it is that of the Seattle Mariners, and in my opinion, a dark horse in the Kyle Schwarber sweepstakes. When you think about the moves that the Mariners have been making over the past several years and jumping out early in this market and re-signing Josh Naylor, bringing in a guy like Kyle Schwarber could be the absolute icing on the cake. When you think about the absolute fact that this Mariners staff has arguably the best pitching staff in all of Major League Baseball, you add in what Kyle Raleigh did this past season, an MVP level candidate, and you then bring in another MVP level candidate in Kyle Schwarber to mix and match with that lineup with the switch hitter in Raleigh, the righty hitting J-Rod, and a lefty hitting Kyle Schwarber to go along with the other players that they have in that lineup in Randy Arozarena, in Josh Naylor, and you can really start to see the lengthening of the lineup if this move is made by Jerry Dipoto and the Seattle Mariners. I think that the Mariners are going to be aggressive this offseason. They got to within one game of making it to the World Series, the first time in franchise history as it would have been, in an absolutely epic 7-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League Championship Series. There's no doubt about it when you think about what the Mariners could be with the addition of a player the caliber of Kyle Schwarber. It really puts this team over the top. And that's, for me, is why they are the dark horse and the number 4 pick on my list. Now, the number 3 team on my list is a team that previously had Kyle Schwarber, and that is the Boston Red Sox. When you think about what the Red Sox have been over the past several years, they have been trending towards the team that we saw in 2025. A young upstart team that has all the young players in place to be able to make a long and consistent run towards battling in the postseason, as we saw them do in 2025. When you add in a player of the veteran caliber and leadership qualities that Kyle Schwarber has to this young Red Sox lineup, you now put them in a position to where they have that extra power that they need. Think of this as David Ortiz for this generation of Boston Red Sox. That's how good Kyle Schwarber has been over the past several years as a mostly designated hitter, and how much value he could bring to the Boston Red Sox lineup if they were to bring him back in with this young core. Yes, there's an opportunity there for Schwarber to be able to do some absolutely legendary and damaging things in Fenway Park, and you cannot discount what that could mean and how that could elevate the rest of this young Red Sox lineup. No doubt about it, Kyle Schwarber is a serious contender and pushes the Red Sox into serious contention if he signs with them. Now, the number 2 team on my list is that of the Texas Rangers. Now, the thing about the Rangers in this pursuit potentially of Kyle Schwarber is that it all depends on the direction of the franchise. We saw them several years back make big splashes in bringing in Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. They went out and got Jacob deGrom, and in 2023, it all came to fruition with winning the World Series. Last year, they were not quite as lucky. The past couple of years, they have not been able to recapture the magic of 2023. Well, how can you go out and make a splash that does just that? It is by bringing in a guy like Kyle Schwarber. The DH spot was something that was a hole for the Texas Rangers, mostly filled by Jock Peterson last year. And there's no doubt you bring in a guy like Kyle Schwarber that immediately adds to the impact of this lineup. It immediately adds to the impact of the team on the field. When you look at what Kyle Schwarber can be for this Texas Rangers squad, it is just another power-packed bat in a powerful, potentially powerful lineup. When you think about what it is to have Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and Kyle Schwarber in a lineup, putting those pieces together can absolutely put this Rangers squad back at a very open American League West division. I think that obviously the Mariners have to be looked at as the favorite, but bringing in Kyle Schwarber could immediately elevate the Texas Rangers to another level. And when you think about what Schwarber could be in that ballpark, it is absolutely a dangerous threat. Now, as we get into the number 1 and most likely landing destination for Kyle Schwarber in this offseason sweepstakes, it is heading right back to the Philadelphia Phillies. I think that Kyle Schwarber is such a big and important piece to that lineup. He is what makes that lineup be able to go to a different level. We have seen them be so dominant over the past couple of years, especially in the National League East race, with teams like the Braves and the Mets seeming to take steps forward and back in different points. When you look at what Schwarber means to the Philadelphia Phillies, it is absolutely dire that they bring him back. I think that for Philadelphia, losing Kyle Schwarber really starts to phase and lose the identity of this team. Yes, there are still tremendously talented players, all-star MVP caliber players. You have Bryce Harper still on the squad for years to come. You have Trey Turner on the squad for years to come. But beyond that, with this core aging as it is, you have to be able to capitalize on the momentum that you currently have, and that's by bringing back Kyle Schwarber. For the Philadelphia Phillies, being able to put a 56 home run caliber player back into that lineup is without a doubt a must-make move. For Kyle Schwarber, the most likely landing destination, in my opinion, is going back to Philadelphia. But I want to hear from you, baseball fans. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comment section below. Where is the most likely landing destination for Kyle Schwarber? What does that contract look like? How many years? What is that dollar figure? Let me know that all down in the comment section below. And as always, while you're down there, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as it does truly help us build and grow this baseball community here. We have a ton of new content coming for you in this upcoming season, as you're already seeing a ton of new faces here on the channel, and you're not going to want to miss anything. So make sure you hit that bell to stay notified each and every time we drop new content. As always, this is the Baseball Banter Broadcast, where we're bringing you coverage on every team in Major League Baseball. And if you're not seeing coverage from your team enough, reach out, because there may be a spot for you on the team. Once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and thank you for joining. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.